Iraq is a country known for its many problems, situated in a region where neighboring countries face fewer challenges. Compared to other oil-rich nations around the Persian Gulf, Iraq's GDP per capita is much lower. While Saudi Arabia's GDP per capita exceeds $20,000, Bahrain's is over $23,000, Kuwait surpasses $32,000, and the United Arab Emirates reaches over $43,000, Iraq's GDP per capita is only a little more than $4,000, comparable to Guatemala or Namibia. One reason for this is Iraq's tumultuous history, marked by just 13 years of peace out of the last 4 decades. Interrupted by 28 years of war and conflict, Iraq's geography has played a significant role in its challenges. The geography of the Iraqi state almost guarantees it will never be a land of peace, as it was intentionally designed that way nearly a century ago. To understand Iraq's unique and devastating geographic challenges, it's essential to delve into its history. Human civilization began in present-day Iraq, in the area between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. For thousands of years, this region has remained a core area of civilization. Western Asia is mostly covered by the vast and arid Arabian and Syrian deserts, where sustaining large populations is nearly impossible. However, the Tigris and Euphrates rivers intersect these deserts, creating a fertile oasis between them. This oasis historically boasted some of the richest farmland on the planet and vast marshes in the southeast, the largest wetland environment in Western Eurasia. This fertile land was ideal for early human settlements, leading to the genesis of agriculture. Throughout history, Iraq's rich plain between the two rivers has been the epicenter of human population and civilization. Water is the most precious resource in Iraq. Without it, the land would be barren desert. Powerful empires like the Babylonians, Persians, and Arabs concentrated their capitals in this area, leading to population increases that pushed the limits of Iraq's ecological carrying capacity. The region's vulnerability to invasions from neighboring hill tribes or nomadic hordes often led to the destruction of water infrastructure and population collapse. Climate change poses an additional threat to Iraq's delicate balance between people and the environment. These historical and geographic realities continue to affect Iraq today, exacerbated by the modern borders drawn up by the British a century ago. Before the British intervention, present-day Iraq, including Kuwait, was part of the Ottoman Empire. In 1913, what is now Kuwait was part of the Basra province in Ottoman Iraq. The British, after entering into an agreement with the ruling family in Kuwait, declared Kuwait a British protectorate during World War I and occupied the rest of Iraq. Post-war, the British drew the boundaries between their protectorate and new colony, separating Iraq and Kuwait. This division left Iraq with a mere 58 kilometers of coastline, mostly marshes and swamps, with almost no deep-water ports. Iraq was effectively landlocked, making it one of the easiest countries in the world to blockade. Iraq's single deep-sea port, Qasr, and the Strait of Hormuz, the only maritime exit from the Persian Gulf, are critical weak points. Blocking either can shut down Iraq's maritime trade and cripple its economy, which is heavily dependent on oil exports. Iraq possesses the world's 5th largest known reserves of oil and is also the 5th largest oil producer. However, the oil wealth is unevenly distributed among Iraq's various demographics, leading to internal instability. The British-drawn borders included distinct Shia Arab, and Sunni Kurdish areas, with most oil reserves in Shia and Kurdish lands. This uneven distribution of oil wealth exacerbates Iraq's ethnic and religious differences. Unlike the more stable oil-rich Arab Gulf states, 2/3 of Iraq's economy is dependent on the oil industry, but Iraq has limited means of exporting its oil. A pipeline from the northern oil fields to a Turkish port on the Mediterranean runs through Kurdish territories, which have significant autonomy. Iraq's trucking infrastructure is limited, with only 2 highways connecting its central core to Saudi Arabia and one to Jordan. This leaves maritime shipping as the primary means of exporting oil, but Iraq's small coastline makes it vulnerable to blockades. Iraq's greatest geographic weakness, however, is water. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers, essential for life in Iraq, originate in Turkey and flow through Syria before entering Iraq. Iraq depends on water from these rivers, controlled by Turkey, Syria, and Iran. All 3 countries have constructed dams to hoard water for themselves, reducing the flow into Iraq. Turkey's Southern Anatolia project, which includes the Ataturk Dam, the 5th largest dam in the world, has significantly impacted Iraq's water supply.